Strain of the Sesh with NBA on TNT in the background. 27 on the Jelly Jam, close to 28. I got some Oreos at like 25. Let's get this 20 in. Happy Wednesday, folks. You know, on Wednesdays, I like to focus on mental toughness. So everything we gonna kick it about gonna have a little background or undertone with that in there. You feel me? You gotta be mentally tough. You gotta be mentally tough to win such a low total and have such a long winning streak. Long losing streak last year, and then come back this year, retool, focus, ready to go, seen and improved on your game, and they got you help, and you move positive. I'm talking about that Detroit basketball. Yeah, feel me? Cade Cunningham, he doing his thing. He got some nice mentally tough veterans that's been through some wars, and now, you know, thus far we got a winning record. They did good in the tournament, you know what I mean? Wish they could have won that bad boy. But it's all gravy. He definitely deserves an all-star nod. He should be an all-star this year. It's crazy if he's not. What his numbers looking like? 24.5, 9.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds. His three-pointer done improved. He up in the numbers, but is how he getting it off that's really improved. He pulling it up off the dribble, and that's real lethal. It's real essential for your lead playmaker to be able to have that in their arsenal in today's game. He had 38%, so that's elite. You know what I mean? Anything over like 38 and up, top notch. You know, he has 36 against the Knicks. He got it in, you know. He got it in. You know, he's doing big things against the big names, showing up when he's supposed to, and the guys is following suit. Shout out to all those guys, Jalen Duren, Beasley, Hardaway Jr., you know, get well soon, Jay Ivey, you know. To me, because it's a hometown bias, he's the top guard on the East Coast, even though you got, you know, guys like Maxey, you got Jalen Brunson, you got Lillard, because Milwaukee coming on, you know what I mean? You can't never count him out. You can't never count Dame Dollar. Who else on that East Coast? Oh yeah, Ice Trae Young. You know what I mean? But out of all those guys, I don't think none of them had to overcome what Cade had to overcome. He showed the most mental toughness out of all those dudes. I like the way Lillard bouncing back too, but you know, Ice Trae is always the antagonist. His mental toughness is always on high to me, you know, because he always antagonizing people and doing his thing. I love his game, but you know, the top on the East, I'm gonna have to give it to Cade due to the hometown bias, because I can do that. My vlog, you dig me? You know, waiting on those Lions to show improve against those Commanders. You know, they got a young quarterback that's a monster, and I believe that's really the Lions' only weakness. You know what I mean? Because you don't got to answer for a quarterback that can move it no matter what. You know what I mean? Neutralize that backfield. I mean, the entire backfield, not just McDaniels, but the running back, his blind side, it's everything, man. His fullbacks, they all need to feel great hurt for them to progress. That's what I got for that. online. That's all I really got for that right now. We're gonna focus in on them. I'm gonna elaborate on more of them as the week progresses. You know what I'm saying? Hump day. We just gonna talk about the mental toughness and how to break their team, their opponent's mental toughness, and that's what you need to do. And so another thing you need to be mentally tough is if you got investments and things like that, man. You gotta be able to see them through. Ain't nothing worse than flipping the script and changing the story when you really didn't have to, and then you don't realize you didn't have to until it's all over. Like, man, I didn't have to do that. I could have just let that sit there and just accumulate. And that's what hodling means. I might put a graphic up with the hodling meaning hold on for dear life. That's what it means, hold on for dear life. You grab the Bitcoin and you just let it sit through the ups and the downs, Like people who sold because they bought when it was really high, like they bought the euphoria, they bought the news, they bought the euphoria and everything. They bought, they bandwagon. Detroit is like a bandwagon capital. I'm not saying it on a diss, but it's like when you get hot in the D, baby. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. It's like a bandwagon type thing. It's a momentum type thing. So if you get caught up in that momentum and buy it when it's high, you might have just found out about it and you're like, man, I gotta get in here. It's also another I really might have to put a graphic up because I don't know if people know about FOMO. I know they know about FAFO, but do you know about FOMO? Fear of missing out. Worst enemy to an investor. You know what I'm saying? Worst enemy to an investor. Fear of missing out. You know what I mean? You just jump in, make sure you in on a winning play, and then the winning play start going down. But you gotta understand, this is a long-term investment. They talking about this technology sustaining for an entire century. So with that being said, if it's gonna last 100 years and most of it is already mined and you got access to a lot of it right now, it's gonna be around for 100 years. They still gonna mine the last of it like 60 years from now. But the last of it is being mined right now, so it's gonna get shorter and shorter and shorter. And them rich, generationally rich, institutionally rich, they grabbing that shit. You know what I mean? They grabbing it by the oodles and oodles of millions. You know what I mean? And there's only one way to win is to grab it. So you might get it on the FOMO side of the game when it's all high, like you didn't get it this time last year or a little bit after this time last year when it got down a little bit, dipped a little bit, or it got down like the fall of 23 or something like that where it was really low. You didn't get it. You got it up here when it was like 90,000, close to 100,000. So when it eventually falls, because it will, it is gonna fall, it just depends on when you're watching it, how it fell, when it fell, where it fell. Right now, it's teetering around as, because it was like I think the highs it went was like 112 or something like that. That's ridiculous, and it's gonna keep doing that every time it has. See, the reason why I did that because it halved. I get into halving and all that later on, but when it halved, it just know that the production slows down by half of mining. You know what I mean? Like you got to do twice as much to get half, and that brings up the price of the coin. But it depends on situations how it's gonna rise, but it's definitely gonna rise because the scarcity just went up that much faster, and you might get caught in the fear of missing out. When you do get caught in the fear of missing out, a little game for you. Don't trip, keep it. Your stuff start dropping. If you can get some more, then your average price goes down, and that's what they call dollar cost averaging. If you believe in it, you believe in it. Don't give it up and go for a loss because it's coming back. So you might as well grab some more. It's like it's on sale. Like if you had a pair of if you had some Jordans, some Onyx, some black, some rare ones, you know what I mean? He came out with signature Space Jams, and then they was 500, 650, and then they go down to 250. You gonna jump on that? This is the same concept, but a way more valid situation, man. If you call yourself investing, you would dollar cost average. Don't worry about FOMO. And there's ways to leverage this. But just know this: those rich guys is analyzing that this Bitcoin will eventually be worth more than all of the real estate in the United States. That's a lot of money. People laughed when it was said that this thing gonna get to 100,000 a coin. They laughed at it, and now we just teeter-tottering mad that it went down under 100,000. So keep that in mind. One of the dudes that got a lot of that stuff, Michael Saylor, he was like, this is the equivalent of buying New York real estate back in freaking colonial times. It's like that. I mean, in that segment, they're just on Bitcoin because that's not the only thing out there, but it's the main thing. That's the one. That's the main thing. But it's other things that's going to keep finance going and upgrading the banking system and things like that. And if you want to get down with it, you need to get in early before they lock the doors, because they're going to find a way to lock the doors on you. You know, they keep you out. That's the rule of capitalism. There got to be somebody to capitalize on, or capitalism don't work. But with crypto, it works under all those policies: capitalism, socialism, you know what I mean, totalitarianism, all them little isms. The ism, what I work under, the ism, definitely works. So we're gonna get back to somebody that was an entity that was suppressed for years. Supposed to be worth thousands right now in the customer's possession, but they got suppressed by governments, cabals, extra rich motherfuckers that could ruin your life in a heartbeat. And some of them did by proxy. They messed some people up when they did that to XRP, delisted, was calling all types of stuff, even though it was that and Ethereum was doing the same thing. It was just, one side, the side with the power, had this particular zone. I don't know why it came into, it just wasn't profitable for them at the time. It was against their interest to go with XRP, and they tried to bury them, man. But this is, it's a really good technology, and I think what happened was it was too accessible to the public, so they were like, look, man, we gotta suppress the consumer, be able to grab it so they could get their hands on it, and that's how I think that ran with that. But if you really wanted it, there wasn't no way for them to stop you. It would have been too energy consuming. You know what I'm saying? So if you wanted it, you could have got it still. It was no time where it was just totally inaccessible to people who really was after it, What I need you to do, I asked you this the last time. I don't even think the whole vlog from last time got uploaded already. I think the shorts just got uploaded. You know, I checked. But I said the XUMM. No, they upgraded. It's XAMAN, the Zaman wallet. I'll put a graphic up there, man. Right up under my beard, and that's how we gonna do that. They have a lot of apps and things on the side to where you could grow your money on the XRP ledger. That's the XRP ledger wallet. That's one of a good one, and it's accessible to people. And you can make a lot of a decent amount of passive income on there. You know, if you know about money percentages, you know everything. You know what a good percentage is a good long-term percentage is 4%. A good long-term percentage is 4%. If you're looking for something like short-term, something like that, you need to double that. You know, and when I say short-term, anything under 6 months, anything a year and under, you know, try to get 8 to 11 if you can. Anything from a year shorter, try to get you 8 to 11%. Through experience, I've noticed those kind of stand the test through what they supposed to do without any hang-ups. And I like to stay with blue chip type things. So if you're going on blue chip stocks, it would be some high shit like Nvidia or Meta, you know, Apple or something. But you know me, I'm on the crypto side of the game, so I would only it's only like ETH, Solana, Avalanche, all layer ones. I would, most layer ones I would consider, in my eyes, blue chip. If you only for like DeFi purposes though, because you can link them with stable coins, and it's at a steady rate. And for the most part, if it depends on like the app or the protocol that you use, and you're gonna get your money, man. And layer ones is the main chain to where a lot of these other coins and tokens come under. So like Solana is a layer one, ETH is a layer one, Ethereum is a layer one, Avalanche is a layer one, Sui is a layer one, Aptos is a layer one. They kind of like sister. They broke off from Meta doing a blockchain, and the government like, no, I'm more partial to Sui. But Aptos, they got a lot of bread generating on their blockchain, but I'm more partial to Sui because they're about to have more mainstream stuff. They got a game coming, a handheld game coming out that's gonna link up with Steam. That's gonna bring a lot of people in. They no telling what they can piggyback off that off of, and they seem to have a more accessible in with their technology, you know what I mean? So you're trying to get in and develop something, it seems a little bit easier to do on Sui than Aptos, and they got crazy transaction speed. They a layer one, off a tangent. You got the DAGs, the what they call it, it's a DAG. I'll put the graphic up. But it's an advanced version. It's a spur off from the blockchain. They did something even crazier, and it's a couple layer ones like that. You could put chain link in that. They unique because they're Oracle layer one. Like they link up with everybody, just name chain link. Then you got Hedera, you got XLM, and XRP kind of straddles layer one and this DAG thing. And them last coins I named, they all in this group that the big money guys overseas, they get together They call it the ISO 2022. They did this a couple years back, and them last coins I named was all in there. So they all gonna jump. And that was my alpha to you. I'm gonna link you to Coinbase wallet. I'm gonna link you the crypto.com wallet. Well, actually the apps. You can get the wallets through the apps. And have fun with that. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your meds.